In SmartView, you can set options to control how ad hoc actions are performed and how grids are displayed. There are two types of options: global options and sheet options. You open the Options dialog box from the SmartView ribbon. This is where you set the controls that affect the current workbook and the way SmartView works in future workbooks. You can set global options, such as advanced options and extensions. Global options apply to all worksheets and workbooks, including the current workbook and all workbooks and worksheets you create. Let's explore advanced options. You can specify general behaviors and set options for logging, display, compatibility, and mode. Let's explore extensions. Here you see a list of the extensions you can use to leverage SmartView functionality with Oracle products. Use member options to specify how you want to display member and dimension cells in grids. Depending on the provider, these options can include zoom behavior, member name display, indentation, ancestor position, and formula and comment handling. When you set member options, you set a sheet option. Sheet options include data options and formatting options. These settings are specific to the active worksheet, and you can save them as defaults for new sheets or apply them to all worksheets in the current workbook. Sheet options are saved at the worksheet level. They affect the current sheet, and they become the default only when you save them as default settings or apply them to all worksheets. You can set general member options, such as the zoom in level or member name display. You can also specify whether hierarchy levels are indented. You can use Excel indentation to preserve native Excel indentation behavior in ad hoc grids. Let's say we want to see sub-items indented instead of totals. Currently, the total gross profit is indented. In the Options dialog box, change the indentation to sub-items and click OK. Refresh the grid and notice that the sub-items are now indented. As you add members to your grid, you may see cells or rows where no data exists. By default, these cells are labeled #missing. Using data options, you can control how missing data, zero values, access restricted cells, and repeated members are displayed. You can also change the replacement label used when no data exists, and provider support determines which suppression options are available. For example, you can change what is displayed when no data exists from #missing to a dash. You can also choose when to suppress rows and columns so the grid focuses on the data you want to analyze. This is especially useful when you want to reduce clutter and work with a cleaner ad hoc layout. I'll suppress rows where the members are repeated. Suppressing repeated members helps streamline the report and makes trends easier to spot. Now let's explore formatting options. You can choose to use Excel formatting. You can choose to automatically adjust the column width and row height to fit the cell contents. And you can also adjust the scale of the data. I'll save my changes as the default options. That way, I can reuse the same settings the next time I create or open a worksheet, and refresh the page to apply the changes and see the updated labels and suppression behavior. Notice that when there is no data, the cells now display a dash. And data is suppressed in rows where members were repeated. Now I'll add some Excel formatting. SmartView can preserve many Excel formatting choices on refresh, so the report can keep its presentation while the data updates. When I refresh the report, notice that the formatting remains intact. If your model contains aliases for dimension members, you can toggle between member names and aliases by clicking the Change Alias button. Aliases are displayed in this grid. Select None to display the member names instead. You can change back to aliases at any time. To learn more, visit docs.oracle.com.